Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. I hope you've all had a good couple of weeks. We took last week off, but we are back today. I am Laura of LKG 329 Sales on eBay, Facebook, Instagram, and here on YouTube. We've got 7 orders that went out, so let's get to them. It is Monday after having my store on time away all last week, and we've got 5 orders going out. First order going out is a lot of vintage stamps up here. And these are PSX brand stamps that I'm looking for. It might take a minute to dig through and get to them. Okay, they're not in this bin, so they must be in the box up there. Okay, yeah, this is them. So there are 35 stamps in this lot. It's just a pretty good mixture of holiday themes and floral. I think there's some words and phrases in here as well. I'll pop up some pictures so you can see the rest of them. But I picked these up at a yard sale and ended up with about $5.60 in these. I picked up a ton of stamps at the yard sale. Listed these for $34.99 and accepted a best offer at $30 plus shipping. Second order going out is a crocheted blanket in this bin right here. Well, that was a bit of a struggle. I don't remember packaging up or storing it that well, but it was stored well. There's not going to be any kind of dust or anything on this, but I picked this up at a yard sale, these pretty fall colors. There wasn't any issues with it. All of the crochet stitches are intact. There's no holes in it. There's no staining on it. And I picked this up at an estate sale on a 75% off day for $2.40. Originally listed it for I think $34.99 and slowly brought that down, and I've ended up taking a best offer at $22 plus shipping. Next item headed out is a little Thomas Kinkade lighthouse figurine. I think it's this one right here, the Light of Peace. I'll double check it in a second, but I picked these up last year at the 127 yard sale. And yes, this is the correct one, Light of Peace. It does work. You put 2 AA batteries in there and it will light up. There's not any issues with it that I noticed, but I paid 50 cents for these and accepted a best offer at $8 plus shipping. Next item headed out is a PC CD-ROM game. This is World of Warcraft Cataclysm, and this has an expansion pack in it. And so I picked this up at a yard sale. I paid $3 for it. It wasn't as good as I thought it might be. So I ended up selling it for $4.99 plus shipping. So I did make a little bit, I think like 20 something cents after eBay fees, but it did sell for the $4.99 plus shipping. And the last order headed out is a plush, and this order actually just came in this morning. And let's see if we can find it real quick. There we go. All right, so this is a Hug Fun International. Yeah, International. This is a 12-inch plush. He is a schnauzer, and he's got a little Christmas winter beanie and scarf on him. There's no issues with him, no staining, and picked him up in a huge lot of plush that I got last year. Ended up with about 13 cents in him, and he sold for $9.99 plus shipping. So the total for these 5 orders that are headed out today is $74.98 plus shipping. It's Wednesday and we've got 1 order going out. Got the order going out is a vinyl record. I've got my nephew again here with us and he's pulling that out for us. This one is a graded by sight in the very good condition, and this came from the huge estate sale where I bought about 180 records for $40, and I've made my money back on those already, and this one sold for $3.99 plus shipping. It's Friday and my eBay space is an absolute mess. Got everything everywhere right now. Trying to get ready for a yard sale tomorrow, get rid of some of this stuff that I've had in inventory for over a year now. But I've got 2 orders on the list. I honestly didn't expect to have any more orders this week, so I wasn't concerned about the space being a wreck like it is. But this one I'm going to wait on shipping. Buyer paid for it and immediately sent a message saying that they had moved, so they needed me to send it to a different address. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. I know that is a scammer story where they'll ask you to send it to a different address and then say that they never received it. And so I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I've got till Monday to make a final decision, but I am going to go ahead and ship this one. I was actually getting ready to put it out in the yard sale tomorrow just to try and get my money back. I haven't had it listed long, but I had decided that I really didn't want to fool with having to try to ship it, but now I don't have a choice. And so we're going to pull that and get it shipped. So this is what sold. This is a Pioneer VSX 921-K audio visual multi-channel receiver. I do not know much about these. I gave $20 for this at a yard sale. It powers on, and the guy that was sold it said that it worked. He never had any issues out of it, that it was still in good shape, and it is. I mean, there's not much wrong with it at all. There's a little bit of a dent in the top panel right here, but aesthetically it looks great. And I listed this for $74.99, and like I said, I was getting ready to just put it out in the yard sale tomorrow because I do not want to ship it. But now that it's sold, I did accept the best offer at $64 plus shipping. I wasn't going to put that much on it for the yard sale tomorrow, so I decided to go ahead and take that. Plus probably will make a little bit on the shipping with that too. But I am going to have to Frankenbox this up because I don't have a box here that is big enough for it. So we'll try to get that worked out. But this did sell for $64 plus shipping. Okay, so I ended up not having boxes that would be easy enough to put together to work for shipping this, so I just ran to Walmart real quick and got their medium-sized box, which I thought would work, and it's going to work, but it's not going to work the way I had intended to have it work, but we're going to get it packaged up and sent on out today anyways. Oh, mercy. Okay. All right. It's hot and I've been working, so I'm not putting makeup on, so I apologize if the sweaty, greasy look offends you, but I've got this packaged up. It's ready to go. Went in to get the shipping label, and the dimensions I had put in to calculate the shipping were severely incorrect. And so I'm getting hit with the overage charge, or oversized package charge with USPS. And so I have messaged the buyer. You can agree or disagree with me on this. So the buyer paid $33 and some change for the shipping for USPS priority mail. So with the correct dimensions in there, shipping is actually going to be $57 and some change. So that's a pretty big hit. And once I take out the eBay fees and everything, I'm not making very much on it. So I looked at USPS Ground Advantage, and it's only $44 to ship it that way. So it's still more. It's about $11 more than what the buyer has paid for shipping. So I did go ahead and message them and just asking if they will allow me to change the shipping If it were going the other way around, I probably wouldn't have worried about it, but because there is the potential for a 1 day longer transit time for delivery, I felt like I probably should go ahead and message the buyer. So I have, asking if I can swap it, letting them know that it's no additional charge to them, that but it could result in a 1 day delay. And if they're not okay with that, I'll go ahead and ship it priority mail. That's fine. Just asking if they'll allow me to do that. So I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should have just went ahead and made the change, because that's the only difference, is the transit time. But if it were the other way around, I wouldn't ask, but it's not. So we're going to see what the buyer says, and I'll let you know when I hear back from them. So I looked a little more at the shipping options for this package and noticed that UPS was actually less than half the cost of what USPS wanted to charge. And so I did send that information to the buyer as well, and they responded with ship it the cheapest way or however you want, that they are fine with USPS or UPS. So I did go ahead and ship that with UPS, and the shipping cost was so much lower that I'm actually going to be able to send them a shipping discount. And if it were only $1 or $2 less than what they initially paid for shipping, I probably wouldn't worry about it. But we're talking like $10 difference in the shipping cost versus what they actually paid. And I'm not okay with that large of a margin on the shipping. So I am going to send them a little bit of a refund shipping discount. But that is what the final decision was on that package. It is yard sale day and everything is set up and set out, just waiting on everyone to show up. I had a few show up already, so it's already been a success. I've made money, so not a ton, but money's made, so it's a success in my book. All right, so I've got a little different background for the closing on the video. It is hot out there in the garage where my eBay space is, so I decided to finish filming here in the air-conditioned house instead. But for the 7 orders that went out in this video, it was a total of $142.97 plus the shipping on all of those items. 3 of those orders did come in while my store was on time away mode, and then the other 4 came in last week, and I'm very pleased with the orders that have gone out. So I haven't done any sourcing recently, but I did have a yard sale this past weekend. Wasn't a huge success, but it was successful. I ended with more cash than I started with, so I'm excited about that. Got some more funds to be able to spend at the Highway 127 yard sale that is coming up this weekend, and it helped get rid of some old eBay inventory. I pulled a lot of listings down to try and get rid of them during the yard sale because there either is no market on eBay for them or they're big, bulky, and heavy, and I decided I didn't want to have to deal with packaging those up and shipping them out. But not everything's sold, and so the items that there's no market for, those are just going to be donated. But the rest of it, I will start putting back up on eBay in my store because I took over 100 listings down. So I'll start putting those back up as sell similars, probably for the rest of this week, because my eBay space is a mess right now because everything was pulled out and set where it doesn't normally sit, so I can have easier access for the yard sale. So I've got to get that cleaned up. And then after that, I will go back to listing new inventory items as opposed to doing so much sell similar like I've been doing over the summer. Now that our summer rush is over, summer itself isn't over, I know, but for us outside of eBay, life is slowing down a little bit. So I'm hoping to have a bit more time to dedicate toward eBay and really be able to ramp up my listings and get some better inventory items up there and listed. But as always, I'll just have to wait and see how it works out. As for the Highway 127 yard sale, I'm excited to get to go this year. I did go last year. I just celebrated 1 year as an eBay reseller on the 25th of July. The Highway 127 yard sale was my first big sourcing event last year. So I'm excited to go this year. One, because I've got more experience. I kind of have an idea of what I want to look for. Not saying at all that I know all the bolos that are out there. No, I don't. I've learned a little bit of what doesn't sell, so I'm learning what to stay away from. Just because it looks interesting doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to sell very well. Secondly, I'm excited because I get to go with another local reseller, him and his wife. They have the Pickin' and Grinnin' store on eBay, and they have been a huge help to me as I've gotten started with the eBay reselling. And so we're going to meet up and we're going to go picking on Highway 127 on Friday, and in the evening at the Two Old Guys Reselling Podcast, Highway 127 Picking on the Plateau reseller meetup. So I'm looking forward to not only getting to source with another reseller, which is something I haven't done as of yet, but I'm also going to get to meet other resellers that I've gotten to watch through YouTube. Not necessarily anyone that I've had contact with through YouTube. They probably have no idea who I even am, but it's going to be neat to get to meet some of them. But that will be my sourcing for the month of August. I think I'm just going to stick with the Highway 127 sale this year, or not this year, this month, and then pick up sourcing again in September and October and try to hit it as hard as I can and stock up for the winter months when yard sales are not a thing in this area. And I may miss out on some things in the month of August, but there really weren't a lot of sales last year in August, just because it gets so hot so quick in the day in the area where I'm at. So I don't think I'll miss out on too much. Plus, it will allow my funds to build up during the month of August, and hopefully that will allow me to be able to source better items and in turn help my sales. Now for a quick review of my July goals. We've still got today for the goals, but I am excited to say that my listing goal was met for the month of July. I actually listed a total of 26 days for the month of July, and that was either 3 new items or 5 similar items for each of those 26 days. The goal was to do that for a minimum of 24 days, and I was able to do 26. The next goal was to finish reorganizing the yard sale, doing the yard sale completely, threw that out the window. So that is being rolled over to August goals because that's not getting done today. And then the last one's the table. Yeah, I'm just gonna take that off the goals list because I don't know when I'll actually get to it. So that's the update on that. I'm taking it off of my goals for the time being. One thing I did not have as a goal that I did end up getting completed just this morning is I went through all of the listings, all the active listings, and made sure that all of the shipping was updated. Anything that I had set to first class shipping is now updated to the Ground Advantage because that was not an automatic update that eBay did. So I'm happy to say that I've got all of that done because I don't know if that would affect when a buyer tries to go in and purchase an item with the shipping not being filled out because the option is no longer available. I really don't know how that would have worked, but all of mine are updated now. I hope yours are updated too. If not, you may want to go and take a look at that and make sure that your items have the shipping information in there. So now I'm moving on to my goals for the month of August, starting with the listing goal. So it will remain at 3 new items or 5 similar items for a minimum of 26 days for the month of August. However, I really want to do more than that, but I'm going to leave my goal there. So if I'm not able to get more than that accomplished, it won't feel as defeating, but I do hope to overall ramp up my listings on eBay for the month of August. And then the only other goal I'm going to set for the month of August is to finish getting my eBay space organized, get things back in their place. I'm about to the point where I'm going to have to start labeling the shelves because I'm not able to remember exactly where the items are, which in turn just takes longer for pulling the orders. I do have a few bins that I have labeled with items in there to make that easier to find. It's got the smaller items that are harder to keep track of, but I think I'm gonna have to start doing that with the bigger items now too. And I wanna go ahead and get that done now while I've got a little bit less inventory on my listed shelving, so it'll be easier going forward with that. So that is my other goal for this month, and I think I'm just gonna leave it at the 2 goals for the month of August and see how it goes, and maybe add another goal or 2 as the month goes on, but as always, we will see. Lastly, I'm also hoping to do a bit more with YouTube going forward. I want to start by saying thank you to all of you who have subscribed. The channel is currently at 424 subscribers at the time of filming this, which is surprising to me that it's grown that much in just the 7 months that I've been on YouTube. I honestly didn't expect to have even 200 subscribers at this point. So thank y'all for the support that you've shown. Thank you for all of you who comment on the videos and help to push my videos out there. But I'm hoping to get more content put up, doing videos on Thursdays a little more consistently. Maybe not every single Thursday, but definitely more than what I have been doing, and trying to get more consistent with it. The first one will be a how I ship my vinyl records video. I've got the footage for it filmed, I just got to edit it, so I'm hoping that one will be up Thursday. So those of you who are waiting on that, be on the lookout for it. Hopefully your wait will not be prolonged anymore, but I am hoping going forward to get some more content going up. But that is all that I've got for you in this video. As always, I do hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave me a comment below if you have any feedback, questions, or suggestions. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.